Now we have our third speaker, so Dr. Shekhar Shukla. So before that, I would like to tell after Dr. Shekhar Shukla sir's talk, we will be having the launching of our surprise event. So coming back to the introduction of the sir, so sir has worked in the capacity of senior business analyst at Mu Sigma Business Solutions for 2 years. He joined IIM Lucknow in decision science area as a doctoral candidate in 2013 and is presently pursuing the same professional tenure. He has also earned a master's level course certificate from Federal University Pernambuco, Brazil on advanced topics in management engineering. Amongst the 50 global participants for 12th MCDAM Summer School held in July 2016 at Recife, Brazil. This is a rare event in stream of decision analysis across the world as it happens every 4 years and just except 50 candidates. He represented India for this event. His work has also been accepted at reputed Inform's annual meeting in USA this year. He is also the founding president of Vedic Oasis for Cultural Advancement and Learning Society, VOCUS, and currently he is working as a professor at SPJIMR Institute of Management and Research. So we are very, very happy and fortunate to have sir over here with us. Thank you, sir, for joining.
Yeah. So thank you, Apur, for giving me this opportunity to interact with all of you. In fact, I was there since the last two talks, and I would say that the panel of speakers were very erudite. In fact, listening to them, I also had a good opportunity to, learn so many things, recall many things which we forget in our day-to-day lives. And again, the last lesson that Sir gave was around prioritizing, which is very, very important. So, I'll touch base upon, something which has really impacted my own life, and especially being in, company with, so many facilitators, so many seniors who have guided me throughout, last 10, 15 years, since the time I have started chanting, and I have got some seniors who have helped me in my life process. To start with, I will, talk about words from Nectar of Instruction, which says, Utsahat Nishchayat Dharya, Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, Sanga Tyagat Satovritti, Shadvi Bhakti Prashidhyati. So if we try to narrate it in simple English, it says that there are 6 pillars to success. And success means, they are talking about epitome of success. If you want to, achieve the supreme, what's the 6 pillars that will help you? And believe me, these 6 pillars are uniformly replicated across all dimensions of life. Utsahat, which means you should have enthusiasm. Nishayat, which means you have determination. Dhairyat, which means you should have perseverance or patience. Tat tat kar pravartanat, which means with all of this, you should keep doing your duties. And the next two are very, very important. And the next two are Sang Tyagat Satovritti, which means you should try to comply yourself in the right association and probably forego the wrong association. And believe me, many of many of us do not realize the importance of this particular dimension. But let me tell you very honestly that this is again a very, very pertinent and important dimension of life, where if you are fortunate enough to be in right company at the right time, you will relish the blessings of life. And believe me, all of you sitting in the Zoom meeting, in some way or the other, you have got at least an opportunity to be in the right company. Your seniors, one like Apur, who is organizing all of this, and many others whom you would have met or you would be meeting in times to come. They all will be fulcrums of your life who will help you to define your pathway of success, of career, everything in due time. If I look back 10 years back, what has happened to me in terms of how I have received guidance from my own seniors, how I have moved ahead in my life, I would really look back and look at some events in my life which are very, very pertinent, and I see that if I was not in the right guidance, I would have surely faltered down, or I would have surely not made the best choice in the life. So believe me, life is all about making right choices. And as simple as it appears to make right choices, it is not so simple. You need apt guidance, you need apt association in terms of moving ahead. So roughly I recall, and as Apoorv has already talked about it in my introduction, I think it's a good narrative to take it ahead from there. So while I was selected for this reputed event, which happens every 4 years in the stream of decision analysis, and only 50 participants across the world. And at that time, I was pursuing my doctoral studies from IIM Lucknow. And to be honest, going to Brazil, which is roughly 22,000 kilometers from India, is not a straight game, and that too you require a huge amount of money. So to go there and attend that event, so they have just selected me, but there was no financial support on that. And I took guidance from my seniors, and one like Apoorv, how Apoorv is for all of you. Similarly, I had my own seniors in that particular good time, and I talked to them, and I said, and they all encouraged me, and suggested multiple dimensions not to give up. Give that last minute try, give that extension, give that to make a complete try. And whatever you say, however skillful you are, they always remember Arjuna, who was best of the skillful warrior, faltered down right in the battlefield. And at that time, he required someone who was, giving him guidance, who was giving him association. And it was not about his skills at that time. It was about the willpower that Arjuna needed to fight back. And at these moments of our own lives, we also need, that willpower, those set of, our associates, those set of guidances, which can make us move ahead. So, although it seemed to be all pessimistic, there was very less chance of being successful, but I still tried because I had, set of my seniors who were always, positive about giving the best try. And, to the, some of you might call me a bit crazy, but, there was, we'll come back to the questions. So, there is some comments, so we'll come back to it. But what I did was, I gave an effort and started writing to, multiple set of people, and those set of people were not ordinary people, including Human Resources Development Minister of India, Sir Ratan Tata, and Aga Khan Foundation, Education Minister of our state, and so many other people. And I had a firm faith in my heart that if I'm on the right track, if I'm doing it for the right cause, maybe this is going to get tangible. Fortunately, somehow things manifested in a right mood, and Sir Ratan Tata actually responded to my email, and actually he congratulated me on getting selected in this reputed event. But simultaneously, he said that this would be handled by something called as Tata Trust, which is the educational or non-governmental arm of Tata Groups. So I then reached out to them, and they said that the funds will be given. But after this commitment, after 15 days or so, when I was at the verge of closing this, acceptance, at that particular time, Tata Trust denied for the financial support. Now, this was a very, dicey situation, very ambiguous situation. As an individual, you usually feel frustrated in these situations when you are, all up to going for something which is very big in life, and all of a sudden, that is completely snatched out of your hands. And believe me, if I was a single individual not having apt guidance, I would have pretty much reacted in the same way as many of us would do without guidance. But that was the apt guidance that I had at that moment. instead of reacting in a weird way or reacting in an angry mood, somehow I decided to express my gratitude. And gratitude to whom? Gratitude to the set of people in Tata Trust or Tata Group who have spent their 10-15 minutes and who are at very high positions in that group in terms of considering my application. I just did that because I felt, truly in my heart, and this is the way my seniors explained me that gratitude is the most important thing, whether things happen in our way or not. So I wrote a mail back to them, expressing my thank you, and then saying that maybe because of certain reasons I am not being granted this fund, but that's all okay. But I'm very grateful to all of you because you have considered my application, given your valuable time, and I think that's most precious thing that I could have. 15th March 2016, I could remember the dates really well because these are important events of my life. Morning 6 a.m. Head of Tata Trust. By the way, you can confirm the names. Chetan Kumar, who is the head of Tata Trust, and still he is. And now I have a good friendship with him. So he called me right in 6 a.m. in the morning. And there was a person in the Tata Group, very senior person. He called me up and he said that, are you a relative to that particular person? Whatever be the coincidence, that person was a South Indian. And, I started laughing and I said that, in all, vague connections, I don't see any family linkage with XYZ person. And then he said to me that, I don't know what has happened to him, but he is furious because we are not giving, a genuine candidate funds. And he has said that if the funds are not released to you, he will himself withdraw himself from Tata Trust, and he will, take away all his money also from Tata Trust. Now, that's a very big thing, because I don't have any personal linkage with him. But, and that thing went smooth and the story is on. I went there and everything. But if I deeply introspect and think about what has happened, the only conclusions I could draw is I was in the right guidance. I was in the right association. And right guidance and right association does not mean material success or you got get achieved to XYZ number of accomplishments and so on and so forth. Yes, that's a byproduct of that entire story. But right guidance and right association brings right conduct and right character, and that's the most important. So most of us in our lives falter down on those aspects, and that's why it's very, very important to actually be assured of this fact that we are in such right dimensions of life. We have right set of people to refer to. In fact, I often say this thing to, since I am a management professor, we have very deep linkages to the fields of finance, marketing, operations, technology. In fact, I personally teach technology, but more from a business perspective. So, I often say this thing that, if you want to become successful financially, you obviously need financial experts. You should be in the company of financial experts. Many of you IIT graduates, by the time you pass out, and this is a common trend, especially in few IITs, that they become very pro in understanding the stock markets. By the time students are out, they have already made millions for themselves just by sitting in their hostel rooms because they have been in company of such financial experts. In the same way, if you want to build yourself in character, in competence, in conduct, believe me, what you have to do is you have to make a sure short SIP. Now, SIP here is not systematic investment planning. SIP here is spiritual investment plan. And you have to do it on a conscious basis, on a regular basis. And the transformation that it will bring to your life, believe me, will be magnanimous. It will change your life. It will change the perception of your life. And it will nourish in such a way that apart from being successful personally, professionally, and on maybe many other dimensions. As a person, you will also be successful spiritually, socially, and in a holistic fashion. Life will be much more cherishable, because you will be able to relish all the aspects of life. So apart from all other things that the two fantastic speakers just before me have said, I would still align with them, and put a very deep stress on the aspect of association and guidance, because that is like very very strong perspective, which one cannot surely miss, at least at this point in life. And once you get right guidance and association, believe me, this is going to carry on for all your life, and it will help you in all dimensions of life. I have been in association with my seniors. A few years back I got married, now I also have a kid. Life just progresses in multiple dimensions. You have different needs coming up, but these seniors who would have seen these aspects of life few years back, now each of them will be there to guide you on different things. So my strong emphasis, cherish this association, especially you have specialized camps and many things. You have some training programs. I would personally say they bring in a lot of professional value as well as personal and spiritual value. So if at all you ever get a chance to be part of one of these camps, I have myself been very active in attending these camps, organizing these camps, and also whatever little knowledge I have, delivering some part of these camps. If you get an opportunity, make sure you are a part of these camps, because they are like a holistic perspective. Everything will come together. Today's world is all in one. So these camps are like all in one. You get professional, you get personal, you get spiritual, many dimensions all coming in together, and they improve your personality at an overall level. So that's my probably last bit of word, and I put myself to rest in terms of what I want to convey. I'll be happy to facilitate any queries if there are. Otherwise I am good. Thank you, Apoor, for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much for emphasizing upon the aspects of guidance and association in our life. And also, I really want to thank you, the specific life incident which you have shared from your life. So very inspiring and very amazing. So now, I would like to ask if any of the participants have questions. So yes, Nikhil, go ahead. You can unmute yourself and ask questions.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Nikhil. Please.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Nikhil, please go ahead, please.
Okay. Sir, as you give the example of Arjun, Arjuna was a perfect warrior. But what about Karna? Karna was also a perfect warrior. As we all know, Mahabharata is all about correction of their mistake, and I mean to say, what was the mistake and how they correct them, and what was its conclusion. So, please explain what was the mistake of Karna. He,
Okay. So I think you have asked a very good question, and most importantly, a question which aligns completely with what I have said in last 10-15 minutes. It's all about association and guidance. The major difference between Arjuna and Karna. I am not qualified enough to comment who was a better warrior. That history has to decide, and our epics have to decide. But on a frontal note, I can say one thing very clearly, and which is, look at the company in which Arjuna was there, and look at the company in which Karna was there, and that's the major challenge that he had in his life. He was, and the problem with that type of tendency is, you never get into the spirit which is right. Karna was always in the spirit of proving, let me prove to XYZ person that I am the best. Let me prove to, so and so person that I am the best. Whereas Arjuna, who was, parallel to Karna and in his time, place, and circumstance, was never intended in that particular dimension. And why he did not have that kind of tendency? It was coming because he was in the right guidance and right association. When you are in the association of people who are always envious, who are always competitive, who are always dissatisfied, this is what you become. And when you are in the association of people who want to find, go through righteous path, who want to move ahead in life with the right set of principles, character, conduct, your dimension or your outlook towards life completely changes. So this is, exactly what I want to say over here. I don't know if this satisfies you or not, but I think you have pinpointed on what I was saying in last 10-15 minutes is about association and guidance. This was the aspect that Karna completely missed out. Unfortunately, and there were opportunities in his life where he could have maybe corrected himself, but unfortunately he could not do that. So that's pretty much what I want to say in this particular respect.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir, for your kind guidance. I must tell everyone that sir was on a family trip along with his family members, his mother and other members of the family, his wife and kid, and they were there on a trip last week. And when I had requested, sir, will it be possible for him to address all of us? So sir was very eager to share his time, but at the same time he was also concerned that because of the weather, there might be some delay in the flights. But still, like he was very eager to share his experience and his association and guidance with all of us. So really thankful to sir for that. Sir took out time and sir gave us very wonderful guidance to us. So thank you so much, sir. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Apur. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I always look forward for similar opportunities. Hare Krishna.
And I also must tell that sir was telling about these camps and all. So when I was in my first year, so I also had the good fortune of learning something from sir in the camps. And since then, sir has been like whenever we need guidance in certain area, so sir is always there, and he's especially kind and keen in helping all of us out. So thank you so much, sir. And we would also like to invite you more and more for our future sessions also. In future, if any time you can take out time and interact with all the students over here. Thank you, sir.
Surely. Thank you, Apur. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.